CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Evan Kenny.
We realize the impacts now are going to be pretty substantial for the next little bit.
Downtown detours. The city is temporarily closing some roads for LRT construction, impacting drivers and cyclists. Good evening. Parts of 102nd Avenue in downtown Edmonton will soon close for construction on the Valley Line West LRT. The city held a public information session so Edmontonians could get a better understanding of what's to come. As CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti reports, some people have safety concerns when it comes to the construction.
Mike Sasha commutes on his bike every day. He says navigating downtown is about to get a lot harder for him and many other cyclists.
My concern is that it's going to be a hassle to go downtown, which I do daily on the bike.
The city is putting in a temporary full closure on 102 Avenue between 107th Street and 102 Street. It's all for construction on the Valley Line West LRT.
We are currently starting roadworks, landscaping, lighting, and track works along 102 Ave.
A bike lane detour is on 103 Avenue, but Sasha doesn't think it's good enough, especially as the area becomes more busy this spring.
When we think about going into playoff season, there's going to be a lot of folks commuting on their scooters in that little area. It's a lot of demand for a small amount of space.
The temporary bike lane that we've constructed on 103rd Avenue is a dedicated bike infrastructure, so the sidewalk, it's still open on 103rd Avenue as well.
The section requires cyclists to dismount.
For me, that's never a practical expectation for cyclists to be hopping off their bikes and walking there. That's just not functional for a commute.
Councillor Ann Stevenson plans to revisit the issue with city staff.
I want to understand if we can tighten that up, even stretch it out further to enable both the bike lane and the 2 lanes of vehicle traffic.
The construction team says people will still be able to navigate the area. Signs are already in place to help direct pedestrian traffic.
We realize the impacts now are going to be pretty substantial for the next little bit, but once it's all said and done, it will be much easier access for businesses, restaurants, and even the public.
Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
That section of 102nd Avenue is going to be closed for the rest of the year. Phase 1 of the project is expected to last until August. The city says construction for the LRT is on target to be completed in 2028. With traffic congestion growing, in part because of population growth, one councillor says the city needs to find a faster way to widen neighborhood access roads. Right now, the city builds single-lane roads into new neighborhoods. It uses vehicle counts to determine when there's enough traffic to warrant an expansion to 4 lanes. A 20-year-old city policy puts that marker at 18,000 vehicles a day. Councillor Joanne Wright says some sections of 17th Street in her ward see 38,000 cars a day and are still not being prioritized for widening. She's asking city staff to reassess the policy, including whether traffic volume is an appropriate trigger.
It might have worked well 20 years ago, but it's not working for us now, and it's not working for us moving into the future as well as we grow.
In that many-year period between when it's actually brought up to the right standard is that there's a lot of congestion, there's a lot of safety concerns, and so we need a different approach.
Multiple deadly crashes have occurred on 17th Street in the last decade. The mayor says while provincial regulations prevent cities from overbuilding infrastructure in advance, he believes the city can find some wiggle room in those rules. 2 teens are being treated for injuries after being struck while walking across a road in North Edmonton. Police say around noon, 2 16-year-old girls were crossing 122nd Avenue at 96th Street when an SUV hit them. They were taken to hospital with serious injuries. Police say the 62-year-old driver stayed on scene. Alberta's budget may be getting an early boost from high oil prices, but the finance minister isn't rethinking the fiscal plan. Economists say the resource volatility could be good news for Alberta's outlook in the midterm. Here's CTV's Jordan Canagan.
Alberta's finance minister is standing firm when asked whether changes to his deficit and tax-heavy budget are coming.
No, we tabled this budget knowing this would be an uncertain year, much like the year previous.
The uncertainty has arrived with the price of oil on a wild ride globally. Budget 2026 is built off oil sitting around $60 per barrel for the year. West Texas Intermediate already soared past $100 before scaling back to the mid-80s.
The market expects oil prices to fall, not them staying at $85 per barrel. But even where futures markets are currently headed, we're kind of in the ballpark of what you would need for a balanced budget, which is in the mid-70s per barrel.
It would be a big swing from a $9.4 billion deficit, but while Nova Scotia has backed off of budget cuts due to backlash,
Nova Scotians have spoken clearly. Many people told us that they were worried about certain parts of the budget.
Alberta is moving ahead, including introducing legislation Tuesday to increase the tourism levy from 4 to 6%.
Given that affordability is a challenge, anything that makes travel less affordable for visitors, is not great for the tourism economy as a whole.
Every dollar change from $60 WTI means a $680 million swing in Alberta's budget. Because of that sensitivity, the budget boss says they need to stay the course.
We're committed to having conservative forecasts, doing the right thing in surplus, and riding out the bad years.
Jordan Cadigan, CTV News, Calgary.
Some UCP ministers believe the First Nations chiefs' non-confidence vote in the government is unfair. The Assembly of Treaty Chiefs wants Danielle Smith's government to stop the calls for Alberta to separate from Canada. Yesterday, the UCP government rejected an NDP motion for MLAs to hold a non-confidence vote in the legislature. Today, some ministers said the chiefs are being too hard on them.
Do you think the chiefs are being unfair to your government by passing this motion? I mean, I'm trying to get back to the motion.
Yeah, somewhat.
The government of Alberta needs to make sure that any question put forward is compliant with the Constitution. That's abundantly clear. We have taken particular and specific steps to making sure that First Nations and treaty rights are respected, and we'll continue to do that.
Tomorrow, 7 chiefs from Treaty 6 will be in London. They will meet with the King to affirm treaty relations with the Crown. A petition to recall Premier Danielle Smith from her seat in the legislature has failed. The petition organizer says they gathered 2,300 signatures. About 12,000 were needed to move the process forward. In a statement, Smith thanked her constituents in Brooks, Medicine Hat. The Premier is one of 24 UCP and 2 NDP MLAs who were subject to recall petitions. So far, none of those petitions have gathered the required number of signatures. The University of Calgary is sharing its E.coli protocol with the medical world after dozens of children were hospitalized from an E.coli outbreak in 2023. The findings from its research were published with the hope it becomes a global standard for care. CTV's Jacqueline Wilson reports.
As a parent, it's your absolute worst nightmare.
It's hard for Kierley Hull to look back at these pictures of her daughter Audrey at the Children's Hospital in 2023. At 14 months old, she developed serious complications from a daycare E. coli outbreak.
During her hospitalization, she had some kidney issues, kidney failure, she had a seizure. She spent 6 weeks in the Children's Hospital, and then every day since she has had to take medication.
Hank, her son, also suffered from E. coli poisoning but made a full recovery. Over 400 people were diagnosed with E. coli linked to the outbreak, according to the province. The university says about 40 were hospitalized, 21 developed a serious complication known as hemolytic uremic syndrome, or HUS, and 9 needed dialysis. Luckily, no one died. Medical staff at the University of Calgary believe it's because of the optimized protocol or pathway that they developed over decades of research. Once E. coli is confirmed through stool samples, daily monitoring includes urine and blood tests to check for HUS.
What we've come to realize is, number one, we can identify signs of evolving hemolytic uremic syndrome or complications before they manifest clinically, before parents are aware of them, before children complain about things. And then we've also learned that if children are dehydrated when they develop hemolytic uremic syndrome, they are more likely to need dialysis and more likely to die.
Through this proactive technique, cases of severe complications were 50% lower than expected for an outbreak of this scale.
What was remarkable about this outbreak is we had a large number of cases, and probably one of the largest outbreaks ever reported, and we had 0 fatalities, which is very unusual for an outbreak this size.
The report was published in the medical journal JAMA Network Open, and doctors hope it sets a global standard for care. As for Hull, she couldn't be more grateful.
My opinion is that if that hadn't been for that pathway, the outcome for my daughter and a few of the other families would have been very different, and that could have included the deaths of our children. Jacqueline Wilson, CTV News, Calgary.
A notorious serial killer serving out his sentence at the Edmonton institution has died. Alan Leger, known as the Monster of Miramichi for crimes committed in New Brunswick in the 1980s. He was involved in a violent and deadly home invasion as well as multiple sexual assaults and murders. He received a life sentence in 1991. Correctional Services Canada says it's looking into the circumstances of the 78-year-old's death. No cause of death has been released. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, also known as ICE, is defending its decision to hold an Edmonton man at a Texas immigration detention facility, saying a green card is a privilege, not a right. Curtis Wright is a U.S. permanent resident. The 39-year-old has been in custody for 4 months after returning from a business trip in Mexico late last year. ICE says he was denied entry because of his criminal history. Wright was convicted twice in 2004 for possession of a controlled substance. Wright's family says the 2 convictions stem from a single incident. They are pressing ahead with a court challenge seeking his release. City Council will not require a developer to maintain public green space on a large South Edmonton lot if a major housing project goes ahead there. This 20-acre site on Ellerslie Road in the McEwen neighborhood has been left largely undeveloped for decades. It's surrounded by fenced backyards with virtually no access points to the field. Today, Council approved new zoning to allow hundreds of apartments, townhouses, duplex, and single-family homes on the site. A motion to require the developer to hold a portion of the field for public green space failed.
Definitely a big concern of residents that use it for Canada Day events and for playing sports and just for general gatherings. So unfortunately, tying that park space to this development didn't pass today.
The developer is still in talks to buy the land and intends to include outdoor amenities and public paths. It has also agreed to help pay for new park space elsewhere in the area. Parks Canada is taking steps to protect its mountain lakes and rivers from invasive species. The new Mountain National Parks Aquatic Invasive Species Prevention Strategy breaks lakes and rivers into 3 zones. Water recreation zones include many popular lakes in places like Jasper, Banff, and Waterton. In some areas, water activities can continue under previous regulations. Water preservation zones include sensitive ecosystems that need extra protection, which means only some activities are allowed there. Special tactic zones are complex water bodies with site-specific rules. Parks Canada is asking you to check which zone and what activities are allowed at the lake or river you're visiting. Coming up next, how the federal government is dealing with kids' social media use. Also just ahead, the SPCA using before and after photos to push for changes to Alberta's Animal Protection Act.
It is the oldest and weakest animal protection legislation in the country.
Good evening, folks. A couple of degrees above zero today, 2 for your daytime high, and should be a degree or 2 warmer tomorrow. Then things take a turn. Bit of snow and a whole lot colder for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. All those details just for kids.
The federal government is considering a social media ban for kids. The ban would be part of the online harms bill. A spokesperson for the Minister of Canadian Identity and Culture says several options are still on the table. Australia implemented its own social media ban for people under the age of 16 back in December. One children's advocacy group calls for legislation to go further and include AI and gaming platforms.
Kids are spending increasing amounts of time in front of screens, whether it's an iPad, a phone, a TV, with YouTube. We're seeing kids just immersed in digital technology from birth all the way through to their teen years. And they're exposed to very grave threats, whether it's sextortion, cyberbullying, many other harms that are affecting their mental health and well-being.
CTV News reached out to Meta, the parent company for Instagram and Facebook. We did not hear back by our deadline. TikTok will be allowed to continue operating in Canada after agreeing to enhance security for users. In 2024, the federal government ordered TikTok to take its business out of the country because of national security risks. Ottawa never banned the app. The federal court reversed that order in January and ordered another review. Ottawa now says TikTok can keep its business in Canada. In turn, the platform will enhance privacy protections and has agreed to invest in the country's cultural sector. Alberta's SPCA says more than a dozen dogs found starving north of Edmonton have come a long way in a few months. The organization gave us a look at the before and after to call for changes to the Alberta Animal Protection Act, one they say is the weakest in Canada. CTV's Amanda Anderson reports.
This dog, named Zora, is friendly, but more importantly, healthy. She looks much different today than she did just a couple months ago. Zora is one of 15 dogs the Alberta SPCA says were found starving to death.
Their bones were sticking out of their skin. They were very emaciated. A dog doesn't starve overnight. It takes a while. So these dogs have been in distress for quite a while.
The SPCA says the person charged in the case pleaded guilty, and in an unprecedented move, the organization wrote a community impact statement read during sentencing.
We really want to use every tool that we can think of to ensure the justice system understands the importance of these files and the impact they have not just on the animals involved, but also on our community as a whole.
In another high-profile case involving horses, the SPCA struggled to enforce a lifetime ownership ban against the person involved because its peace officers don't have authority under the criminal code.
We got this civil order so that we can go without the help of our enforcement partners, so we can, if someone calls us and says there's a horse on the property, we go and take it. No questions asked.
Legal steps Leanne Niblock says were necessary to fill gaps in enforcement.
Here we go.
She says changes to Alberta's Animal Protection Act are long overdue.
It is the oldest and weakest animal protection legislation in the country.
Niblock says there have been discussions with the province. They want the act updated to give SPCA officers more authority, the ability to inspect shelters and breeders proactively, and the definition of distress updated in the act.
It's basically food, water, shelter. Well, we want to talk about distress being the environment that the animals are living in or their ability to act naturally, and that's not in there right now.
A very good girl.
Things could be looking up for animals like Zora. The province tells CTV News it's looking into possible changes in the coming months. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
People of all ages can put their wit and grit to the test while supporting kids and teens in central Alberta. The Big Pursuit fundraiser has returned to raise money for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Red Deer and District. The main event is inspired by the reality show The Amazing Race. Teams of 2 to 6 people will race around Red Deer reading clues and completing challenges at different locations. Teams that make it to the final location will have a chance at cash prizes.
You don't have to be an athlete or anything to participate in this. You just need to have a group of people that are pretty creative and can solve clues, all kinds of clues and challenges. Our volunteers are 18 to 80 plus years of age. All you have to do is care and have an interest that you want to share with a kid, and it can have a lifelong impact for you as well.
This year's goal is to raise $50,000. The race takes place April 26th.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Welcome back. Minus 12 this morning, 2 degrees for a high this afternoon. So pretty close to average for both the high and the low. I think we'll be a couple of degrees warmer tomorrow. Should get to 3, maybe even 4 for a daytime high. We'll start the day under mostly cloudy skies in the Edmonton area. You've got some snow. This could be a couple centimeters worth in through the Peace River region. And then maybe 1 to 3 for areas just off to the south and southwest of Fort McMurray. Here in Edmonton, there's a slight chance you might see a couple brief scattered flurries later in the day tomorrow. For the most part, it's just a warm day with a mix of sun and cloud. Heavier snow in the forecast for western Alberta and across the south. We will probably have snowfall warnings for parts of southern and western Alberta on Thursday. Could see at least 10 to 20, some spots maybe closer to 30 centimeters of snow. By Thursday morning, you've got some heavier snow off to the west and to the south of the Edmonton region. Red Deer, you're going to be on the edge of maybe 10 centimeters worth of snow. We'll see how this plays out. Here in the city, I get anywhere between 1 or 2, maybe as much as 4 or 5 centimeters of snow. Further to the west, though, that could be 5 to 10 centimeters worth of snow by the end of the day Thursday. So won't be as heavy here in the city, but we may pick up a bit of accumulation. Minus 16 Fort McMurray tomorrow morning. Minus 10 for Grand Prairie. We'll be in that minus 9, minus 10 range here in the city. Red Deer at about minus 12 tomorrow morning. Minus 12, chance of some snow there in Peace River. Minus 6 for Fort McMurray. That's actually a little warmer than today. 0 for Cold Lake. Grand Prairie cools off. Just minus 7 for a daytime high. But you go south into the Edson area, you're a degree or 2 above 0. Same for Red Deer, plus 1 or plus 2 for a daytime high. And here in the city, about 3, maybe 4, mixed sun and cloud, and that slight chance of some late day flurries. Better chance for some snow on Thursday, minus 7, and then mornings in the mid-minus teens for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Cool again Friday and Saturday, but temperatures do start to rebound Sunday, and we're back above 0 next week. In fact, we're back close to 10 for daytime highs by Tuesday, Wednesday. That is your forecast.
The latest edition of the Downtown Dining Week starts tomorrow with nearly 70 places to get a deal on a meal. The Edmonton Downtown Business Association hosts the event to bring exposure to more locally owned restaurants. For 12 days, participating places will offer fixed price, multi-course deals for lunch and dinner. Prices are $15 or $25 for lunch or brunch. Dinners range from $35 to $65. One local restaurant says there are 2 reasons it wanted to sign on.
Number 1, so being involved in the downtown initiative like this is great. But number 2, our name is Campio Brewing Company. A lot of people know us for our beer, but they don't realize what a phenomenal food program that we have. So any opportunity to showcase that, we're always really excited to be a part of that.
March and April tend to be kind of just weird months because it is that shoulder season, right? And it does tend to be a little bit slower. So we do try to time it so that it's at a time where restaurants are already typically feeling a little bit slower, but now we're hopefully driving customers to their eateries.
Downtown Dining Week kicks off tomorrow. A dedicated group of cyclists are committed to covering every part of Calgary. They take different routes all the time, keeping careful logs of every street and path they venture down. CTV's Kevin Fleming has more on the Calgary Wanderers.
He's been cycling his whole life and enjoys recording some of his commutes. In Dirtbreed Kong has ridden close to half of the city.
Calgary has about 8,500 plus where you can take your bike, and this is all set in stone with the OpenStreetMap, and the Wanderer app is linked to that.
Kong is one of the members of the Calgary Wanderers who stay off highways and freeways but concentrate on community roads and pathways.
That's not about the exercise. I think it's a lifestyle. You know, I highly encourage everybody, to bike. It just brings, me to myself when I bike.
David Schomber has the highest percentage of the city covered on 2 wheels. He was up to 93%, but because the city's always expanding, he dropped down a point. Now he wants to make that up.
I feel good. I'm healthy. I'm 73 years of age, and I can still do 100K on a good day. Not as many days anymore like that, but I think it's just the health aspect.
John Fransky has ridden every day since Christmas Day 2022 and enjoys the challenge of covering every Calgary road and pathway.
I was a Pac-Man guy as a kid, right? And literally when you're riding around with your phone in the hand, chasing the red new roads to ride, it literally is like playing Pac-Man. I have found myself going wah, 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 wah a couple of times, and I do have a chuckle.
Ron McMahon says the group doesn't ever ride together because they're all at different stages of their journey.
We get together once or twice a year just on a social basis and have a few brews and just talk and share what we're doing with our riding, celebrate our achievements, our accomplishments and our advancements, and talk about things that we see or do.
Kevin Fleming, CTV News.
All right, that is all the time we have tonight. Thank you for tuning in and have a good rest of your night.